Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some timeless wisdom about life, success, and money, basically, all the stuff that helps us live smarter, happier lives. If you're here to get inspired, maybe laugh a little, and definitely get a reality check or two, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and don't forget to like and comment down below. Let's jump into it. Alright, first things first, beware of the little expenses. It's kind of like this: a small leak can sink a great ship. Maybe it doesn't feel like much, but those tiny, unnoticed costs add up over time. And before you know it, those little treat-yourself moments have turned into a whole financial issue. It's the little things, not always the big ones, that make or break us. And here's another big one: man conquers the world by conquering himself. We all have things we want to achieve, goals we're chasing, dreams we're building. But none of that can happen if we don't master our own minds, habits, and weaknesses first. It's like trying to build a mansion on shaky ground. You need a solid foundation. Conquer yourself first, and the world comes a little easier after. Speaking of conquering yourself, don't buy things just because they're cheap. Oh yeah, we all know that tempting feeling: it's on sale. Gotta have it. But here's the truth: in the long run, that thing you grabbed because it was cheap often ends up costing you more. Either it breaks, or you don't actually use it, or it ends up being a bad deal overall. Resist the urge to buy things that don't bring real value to your life. Quality over quantity every time. Now, here's one for all the overthinkers out there: waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Just be one. We spend way too much time analyzing what good means, who's right, who's wrong, and all that. But in reality, it's simpler than that. Just show up, be kind, and do your best. No need for a big debate. One of my favorites: the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Like, yeah, it's a cliche, but it's also 100% true. Want to succeed? Gotta put in the effort. There's no shortcut, no magic formula, no way around it. Hard work is the key, plain and simple. The dictionary got it right, but real life's got other rules. Here's one that really hits home: the things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Sounds simple, right? But it's everything. What we focus on, whether it's goals, worries, dreams, or regrets, that shapes our reality. So, if you want a better life, start by being mindful of where your thoughts are going. And here's a twist on the usual luck talk: luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We often think that people just get lucky or stumble into success, but that's rarely the case. Most successful people are grinding away, getting prepared, so when that door opens, they're ready to walk through it. That's where true luck lies, in being ready for what's coming. This next one is a game changer. It's not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Think about it: poverty isn't just about what you have or don't have, it's about your mindset. If you're always wanting more, feeling unsatisfied, then you'll never feel wealthy, no matter how much you have. Sometimes, less really is more. Here's a tough one: rather go to bed without dinner than to rise in debt. In other words, don't dig yourself into a financial hole for the sake of temporary comforts. Sometimes we get caught up in lifestyle or impulse buys, but in the long run, it's way better to keep that debt at bay than to satisfy a momentary craving. Care about what other people think, and you'll always be their prisoner. Yep, worrying about what others think can keep you locked up in a box that you didn't even choose. So if you're trying to live up to everyone else's expectations, you're only holding yourself back. Forget about it and do what feels right for you. Don't think money does everything, or you'll end up doing everything for money. There's this balance we all need to find. Money is a tool, it's not the whole game. When you make money your only priority, you risk sacrificing the things that actually make life meaningful, like family, friends, and purpose. Here's one we all need to hear: lessons in life will be repeated until they're learned. Ever notice how the same kind of problem keeps coming back? Yeah, that's because life is trying to teach you something. If you don't learn the lesson the first time, it just shows up again, maybe in a different form, but it's the same old thing. Pay attention and learn. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Yeah, opportunity doesn't always come with a neon sign. Sometimes it looks a lot like hard work. The truth is, real opportunities don't always look glamorous, they look like effort. Embrace that, and you'll get a lot further. Now, if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. This one is simple but powerful. Stick to what's real and what's good, and avoid all the rest. A clear conscience is priceless. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Life's going to throw stuff your way, and most of the time, you won't have control over it. What you can control is your response. So focus on that, and you'll be way better equipped to handle whatever life throws at you. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. In a world where everyone has an opinion, it's crucial to remember this. Just because someone believes something doesn't make it true. Filter out the noise and focus on your own truth. And finally, for this section, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. There's nothing more valuable than truly understanding who you are. Once you know your strengths, weaknesses, and values, you're better equipped to make choices that lead to a happier, more fulfilling life. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. More wisdom and insights are on the way, so stay tuned for part 2. Alright, here's one to think about. Difficulty shows what people are made of. Life will throw challenges our way, some tough, some almost impossible. And how we respond to them, that reveals our true character. You'll find out pretty quickly who stands strong and who crumbles. But here's the thing, difficulties don't just show who we are, they also make us stronger. It can ruin your life only if it ruins your character, otherwise, it cannot harm you inside or out. Imagine you're facing something incredibly tough, and it feels like it could completely derail you. The truth is, unless it damages your values or integrity, it can't touch your core self. That strength inside is untouchable, as long as you don't let it go. This next one's about mindset. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you're filling your mind with positivity, gratitude, and purpose, you're more likely to be genuinely happy. But if it's filled with doubt, envy, or anger, that'll shape your life, too. So, keep your thoughts in check, and you'll see your life change. Here's something that always hits home. Mastery of reading and writing requires mastery of the self, but life even more so. It's one thing to be good at skills or talents, but life demands a whole other level of mastery. You have to be disciplined, resilient, and always open to growth. The world is a classroom, and life is the biggest subject you'll ever study. Every time you borrow money, you're robbing your future self. It's easy to reach for that credit card or take out a loan when you want something right now, but remember, you're essentially taking from your future self. Eventually, those debts come knocking. The less you borrow, the more freedom you give to your future. Now, here's a classic: choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. You've probably heard this 100 times, but it's worth saying again. When you're genuinely passionate about what you do, it doesn't feel like work. Yes, it's still effort, but it's a joyful effort, and that makes all the difference. This next one is a reminder to take charge. Control your finances, or your lack of control will control you. If you don't manage your money, it ends up managing you. Financial freedom comes from being proactive, planning, budgeting, and thinking ahead. When you have control over your finances, you have control over your choices. If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. Going the safe route might feel comfortable, but the real game changers, the ones who make a difference, are often the ones taking risks. So, don't be afraid to forge your own path, even if it means stepping away from what's familiar. And here's something that'll resonate with a lot of people. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want to impress people they don't like. This is a cycle so many fall into, and it only leads to emptiness and debt. True happiness and satisfaction come from living authentically, not from trying to impress others. The secret to success is to do the common things uncommonly well. Most success isn't about some big, groundbreaking idea. It's often about doing everyday things, but with precision, dedication, and excellence. When you put your heart into the small things, the big things often take care of themselves. Look at life through the windshield, not the rearview mirror. Dwelling on the past doesn't get us anywhere. What's behind you is done, learn from it, but keep your eyes forward. The best days are always the ones ahead, so focus on where you're going, not where you've been. Many people take no care of their money till they come early to the end of it, and others do just the same with their time. Just as with money, time is a limited resource. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. Start using your time wisely now so you won't regret it later. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. No matter where you are in life, it's never too late to pivot. Maybe things didn't start perfectly, but you can always start fresh and work toward a better future. It's all about what you do now. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. When someone wrongs you, the most powerful response is to rise above it. Instead of stooping to their level, show them, and yourself, that you're better than that. It's the ultimate form of self-respect. Here's a powerful one: sometimes, even to live is an act of courage. Life can be tough, and there are times when just getting through the day feels like a victory. If that's you, remember you're not alone. Taking it day by day, and even moment by moment, is sometimes the bravest thing you can do. It's not that we have little time, but that we waste a good deal of it. Think about all the minutes lost on distractions, doubts, and procrastination. Imagine if we used even half of that time for something meaningful. It's a reminder to cut out the waste and make the most of each day. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Anxiety often stems from regret over the past, inaction in the present, and fear of the unknown. When we stay mindful of where we are right now, life becomes a little more manageable. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. We often do the opposite, don't we? We're hard on others and easy on ourselves. But the better way is to have high standards for ourselves while showing compassion for others. It's the path to growth and peace. Your days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. Life is finite, and none of us know how much time we have. So embrace each day, let the light in, and make the most of every single moment. Whatever happens, it all happens as it should. Sometimes life's twists and turns don't make sense, but trust that there's a reason behind them. Accepting what comes your way, even the tough stuff, can bring a lot of peace. Our life is what our thoughts make it. If you believe the world is against you, you'll see evidence of that everywhere. But if you think of life as an adventure or a lesson, it starts to feel that way. It's all about perspective. And here's one more for this part: he who fears death will never do anything worthy of a person who is alive. Fear of the end can stop us from really living. To make the most of life, we have to focus on living fully, not on what might come at the end. Here's a good one to reflect on: no person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have. Think about that. We can't always get everything we dream of, but we can control how we feel about what we have. Contentment is a powerful choice. It's about finding satisfaction in the present, instead of always wishing for something else. If what you have seems insufficient to you, then even if you possess the world, you'll still be miserable. It's not about how much you own, it's about your perspective on it. You could have everything and still feel empty, or you could have very little and feel like you're on top of the world. Happiness is often about seeing the value in what's right in front of you. Here's one that really puts things into perspective: he is most powerful who has power over himself. We tend to think power comes from controlling others or having influence, but the real strength lies in mastering yourself. When you can control your reactions, emotions, and impulses, that's real power. The rest is just an illusion. Lend money in front of witnesses, give money without them. This is a golden rule for life. If you're lending, protect yourself with accountability. But when you're giving, do it quietly, without expecting recognition. True generosity doesn't seek a spotlight, it's done out of kindness, not for applause. Learn from the mistakes of others, you can't live long enough to make them all yourself. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. Others have stumbled, made errors, and learned the hard way. If we pay attention to their experiences, we can avoid some of those same pitfalls. Wisdom is often just being humble enough to learn from someone else's journey. This one's practical. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. Not every path is worth following, and sometimes, we need to let go of things or people that aren't serving us. It's hard, but knowing when to hold on and when to walk away is essential for growth. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Yep, it's a classic. Life won't always go your way, but when challenges come up, you have the choice to make something good out of them. Don't let setbacks be the end, let them be a new beginning. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. This is about gratitude for the good times, even when they come to an end. Every experience, every relationship, and every moment has its purpose, even if it's temporary. Remember the joy, not the loss. You make mistakes, but mistakes don't make you. We all mess up, but a mistake doesn't define who you are. Learn from it, grow, and move on. Dwelling on it only keeps you stuck in the past, but learning from it lets you step forward stronger. A comfort zone is a wonderful place, but nothing ever grows there. Staying comfortable is, well, comfortable. But if you want to evolve and achieve more, you have to be willing to step out of that safe bubble. Growth happens in the unknown, in the challenges, and in the risks we take. Anything you can settle with money is cheap. There are things money can't buy: love, respect, integrity, and genuine happiness. If a problem can be solved with money, it's not as big as it seems. The things that truly matter are usually the ones you can't put a price on. Watch for big problems, they often disguise big opportunities. Sometimes, our biggest challenges hide our greatest chances for growth or change. When something feels overwhelming, try to see it as an opportunity to learn or improve. There's always a lesson if you look close enough. Do not lend money to relatives, because you will lose both. This one's tough, but it's real. Mixing money and family can complicate relationships. It's often better to keep the two separate to avoid misunderstandings and potential conflicts. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop trying to force others to. Holding on tightly to someone or something can sometimes backfire. Letting go isn't giving up, it's just allowing things to take their natural course without trying to control everything. Why let go of yesterday? Because yesterday has already let go of you. The past is over. No matter how much we replay it, we can't change it. All we can do is learn from it and let it go, making room for what's next. We live only now, everything else is either past or is unknown. Life is happening in the present moment. The past is gone, and the future isn't guaranteed. So focus on what you have right here, right now, and make it count. Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. There's no magic formula for success or personal growth. It's about showing up every day, putting in the effort, and continuously improving. Consistency is where real change happens. In banquets, remember that you entertain two guests, body and soul. What you give to the body, you soon eject, but what you give to the soul, you keep always. This reminds us to nurture the part of ourselves that lasts. Feed your soul with knowledge, kindness, and purpose, because that's what stays with you. The best answer to anger is silence. Anger usually wants a reaction, so responding with silence can be incredibly powerful. It gives you time to cool down and prevents you from saying something you might regret. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. When the world gets chaotic, peace comes from within. If you cultivate a calm, centered mind, you'll always have a refuge, no matter what's happening around you. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Just as physical exercise builds muscles, challenges and difficulties build mental resilience. They make us stronger, wiser, and more prepared for whatever comes next. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Quality over quantity, always. It's not about how many years we live, but about what we do with those years. Fill your days with meaning, and the length won't matter as much. A life well lived is long enough. This goes hand in hand with the previous one. When you live fully and authentically, even a short life feels rich and complete. It's about depth, not duration. He who has injured you is either stronger or weaker than you. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare yourself. Sometimes the best response to harm is simply to let it go. If they're weaker, they can't really hurt you, and if they're stronger, it may not be worth the fight. Before we dive into part 4, don't forget to like this video if you're finding these insights helpful. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and let us know in the comments what resonates with you so far. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles aren't just roadblocks, they're opportunities. When something gets in your way, it can push you to find a new solution, build resilience, or discover strength you didn't know you had. In many cases, the path forward is hidden in the very thing that seems to be stopping you. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. So many times, we don't go after what we really want because we're afraid of rejection or failure. But asking for what you want, whether it's an opportunity, a promotion, or simply support, is often the first step to actually getting it. Fortune favors the bold, so speak up. Don't spend money you don't have. It sounds simple, but it's advice that can save so much trouble. Debt can become a heavy weight, and it often starts by spending more than we earn. Live within your means, save for what you want, and avoid the trap of buying on credit whenever possible. If you work hard enough, one day you'll reach a point where you don't work for money. At some point, hard work pays off. When you build a foundation, develop skills, and manage your finances well, you can reach a place where you work because you want to, not because you have to. That's real freedom. A person must be big enough to admit their mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Mistakes happen, we're all human. The real measure of character is in how you handle them. Own up to what went wrong, learn from it, and then make it right. That's how you turn setbacks into growth. The speed of your success is limited only by your dedication and what you're willing to sacrifice. Success requires focus, discipline, and sometimes giving up short-term comforts for long-term gains. It's all about how much you're willing to put in. Those who are dedicated find a way to make it happen. No one becomes rich unless they enrich others. True wealth often comes from creating value for others. Whether it's through a business, a product, or service, real success is built on giving people something that improves their lives. When you help others, rewards naturally follow. The more your money works for you, the less you have to work for money. Financial freedom is all about making your money work, not just sitting in a bank account. Investing wisely allows your money to grow, so you're not constantly trading time for cash. That's how wealth builds itself over time. Do a good job, and you won't have to worry about the money, it will take care of itself. When you focus on delivering quality, whether it's in your work, your business, or any project, the financial rewards often follow naturally. Excellence attracts opportunity, so put your best effort in everything you do. A wise person should have money in their head but not in their heart. Money is a tool, and it's essential to understand and manage it wisely. But it shouldn't become your whole life or your source of happiness. Keep it in perspective, it's important but not everything. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Trying to do too many things at once often means you're not fully present for any of them. Focus on what truly matters, and give it your best. Quality over quantity applies to how you spend your time as much as it does to what you own. Death smiles at us all we can do is smile back. Life is short, and at the end, we all face the same reality. Instead of fearing it, embrace the fact that life is fleeting. Make the most of every moment, and when challenges come, meet them with courage. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. If your happiness depends on things you can't control, other people's actions, outcomes, or even material things, you're setting yourself up for frustration. Focus on what's within your power to change, and let go of the rest. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Letting anger control your actions often does more damage than whatever made you angry in the first place. Take a breath, step back, and think before reacting. A calm response is almost always the better path. No one was ever wise by chance. Wisdom doesn't just happen. It's the result of experience, learning, and reflection. You have to put in the effort to grow wiser, often through tough lessons and hard-earned knowledge. He who is brave is free. Courage brings freedom. When you're not afraid to step outside your comfort zone, to face challenges, or to stand up for what you believe, you're free to live authentically. Fear holds us back, but bravery opens doors. Nothing endures but change. Everything is constantly evolving, people, circumstances, and even ourselves. The sooner we accept change as a natural part of life, the easier it is to adapt. Embrace change, and you'll find resilience in the face of uncertainty. A person's worth is measured by the worth of what they value. What you prioritize says a lot about you. If you value integrity, kindness, and growth, that reflects who you are. If you place worth on superficial things, that's where your character will lean. Choose values that truly enrich your life. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Growth often means making mistakes or taking risks that others might not understand. Don't worry about what people think, focus on learning, trying new things, and improving yourself. You don't have to have it all figured out to make progress. Money makes the world go round, but don't let it make you dizzy. Money is necessary, but don't let the chase for it control your life. Balance is key. Use money as a tool, not as the source of your happiness or self-worth. The success of each is dependent upon the success of the other. In relationships, businesses, and communities, mutual support is crucial. When we lift each other up, we all succeed. Collaboration and kindness lead to shared success. The chief danger in life is that you may take too many precautions. Overthinking or constantly playing it safe can hold you back from the best opportunities. Sometimes, you have to take a leap, step outside your comfort zone, and trust that things will work out. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. You can't go back and change the past, but you have control over your future. Focus on what you can do now to make tomorrow better, instead of getting stuck on what you can't undo. All you have to do is pay attention. Lessons always arrive when you're ready. Life has a way of teaching us things just when we need them. Stay open, observe, and be willing to learn from every experience, even the hard ones. We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. Your past shapes you, but it doesn't have to define you. Use what you've learned to build a better future. Growth means evolving beyond where you've been. Success comes from keeping your ears open and your mouth closed. Listening is often more powerful than talking. When you listen, you learn. And when you learn, you're more prepared to act wisely. Keep your mind open, and you'll find success more easily. If you're finding these insights valuable, please hit the like button, and remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next parts of this video. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, too. It's time you realized you have something in you more powerful and miraculous than the things that affect you and make you dance like a puppet. We all have that inner strength, that ability to stay grounded even when life is trying to pull our strings. Find that power within, and you'll be less influenced by what's happening around you. Wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants. True wealth isn't measured by the size of your bank account, it's about being content with what you have. The fewer your desires, the richer you feel, because you're not constantly chasing after the next thing. Simplicity is a kind of freedom. Be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary. Words have power, so use them wisely. Speaking less and listening more gives you a clearer perspective and keeps you from saying things you might later regret. There's strength in restraint. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. When you hold on to resentment, you're only hurting yourself. Letting go of the feeling of being wrong frees you from negativity. Forgiveness isn't about the other person, it's about your own peace of mind. While we wait for life, life passes. We often think we'll start living once we've achieved a certain goal, or once things fall into place. But the truth is, life is happening right now. Don't put off happiness, embrace each moment, because time doesn't wait. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. If you live each day fully, you'll never feel like time is slipping away. Instead of waiting for a big moment, make the little moments count. That's how you create a life that feels complete. All cruelty springs from weakness. When someone treats others poorly, it often comes from their own insecurities or struggles. Recognizing this can help you see through the hurtful actions of others. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it does remind you that cruelty usually reflects the person who's being cruel, not the person on the receiving end. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, expect the journey to be challenging. Greatness doesn't come easy, but every obstacle you overcome takes you one step closer to your goals. Embrace the tough path, it's what makes the destination worthwhile. Be aware of little expenses, a small leak will sink a great ship. Watch out for the tiny, seemingly harmless costs that add up over time. Whether it's finances or time, small wastes often lead to big losses. Keeping track of the little things helps prevent bigger problems down the road. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. True victory isn't about dominating others, it's about mastering your own mind, habits, and emotions. When you control yourself, you're unstoppable, because nothing outside of you can break that inner strength. Never buy a thing just because it's cheap. Cheap things are often tempting, but in the end, they can cost more. Whether it's the quality that fails or simply a wasteful impulse buy, spending on cheap, unnecessary things adds up. Invest in what brings real value to your life instead. Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one. Instead of debating what's right and wrong, focus on living your values. Actions speak louder than opinions, and the best way to show what kind of person you are is through what you do, not what you say. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Success doesn't happen without effort. If you want results, you have to put in the work first. There's no shortcut to the top, just consistent effort over time. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you fill your mind with worry, anger, or negativity, that's what your world becomes. But when you focus on growth, gratitude, and positivity, you create a healthier, happier mind. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. People often think luck is something random, but it's really about being ready when the right moment comes along. When you prepare and stay open to opportunities, you create your own luck. It's not the man who has too little but the man who craves more who is poor. If you're always wanting more, you'll never feel satisfied, no matter how much you have. True wealth is about feeling content, not constantly chasing after the next big thing. Rather go to bed without dinner than rise in debt. Financial discipline is worth more than temporary pleasures. It might feel tough to go without something now, but avoiding debt brings long-term peace of mind. Living within your means is a powerful choice. Care about what other people think, and you'll always be their prisoner. The moment you let others' opinions control you, you lose your freedom. Be true to yourself instead of living by someone else's standards. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. Don't think money does everything, or you'll end up doing everything for money. Money is essential, but it shouldn't be your only motivation. When you let money become your main priority, you risk sacrificing what really matters: health, relationships, and happiness. Lessons in life will be repeated until they're learned. If you keep facing the same type of problem, it's probably because there's a lesson you haven't grasped yet. Pay attention, learn from your mistakes, and eventually, you'll break the cycle. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. Real opportunities aren't always glamorous, they often require effort and commitment. If you're willing to work hard, you'll see opportunities that others overlook. If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. Integrity is about doing what's right, even when no one's watching. Stay honest and true, and you'll live with a clear conscience, which is priceless. It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. Life is unpredictable, and you can't control everything that comes your way. But you can control your response. The way you react defines your resilience and strength. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Remember that other people's views are just that, their views. Stay open-minded, but don't let others' opinions dictate your reality. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Self-awareness is the foundation for all growth. When you understand who you are, you're better equipped to make decisions that align with your true self. Difficulty shows what people are. Tough times reveal true character. Challenges can break you or make you stronger, depending on how you handle them. Embrace adversity as a chance to prove your resilience. It can ruin your life only if it ruins your character, otherwise, it cannot harm you. Hardships don't have the power to damage who you are unless you let them. Your character is your strength, and as long as you hold on to it, you can face anything. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. This might sound harsh, but it's a reminder to not take everything so seriously. Sometimes we get caught up in drama and chaos that, in the grand scheme, doesn't really matter. Keep your focus on what's meaningful and let go of the noise. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. When you have a purpose, it helps you get through life's challenges. A strong why is like an anchor, it keeps you grounded and gives you the strength to face difficulties head-on. Find that purpose, and it'll make life's obstacles easier to handle. The unexamined life is not worth living. Reflection is a powerful tool. Taking time to look inward, question your choices, and understand your motivations helps you live more intentionally. If you're just moving through life without examining it, you miss out on the chance to grow. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. It's easy to wish for a better world, but change starts with us. If you want more kindness, show it. If you want honesty, practice it. Leading by example is the most powerful way to inspire change. Happiness is not something ready-made, it comes from your own actions. Waiting for happiness to come from outside sources is a recipe for disappointment. Instead, focus on the actions that make you feel fulfilled, whether it's helping others, pursuing your passions, or spending time with loved ones. Where there's a will, there's a way. Determination can break down almost any barrier. If you're committed enough, you'll find a path forward, even if it's not immediately clear. Don't let obstacles stop you, use your willpower to overcome them. Those who are brave enough to leave their comfort zone are the ones who make history. History isn't made by people who played it safe. It's made by those who took risks, challenged norms, and dared to be different. To make a mark, you have to step out of what's comfortable. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Knowing a lot is one thing, but wisdom comes from knowing when to stay quiet and listen. Sometimes, the most insightful people are the ones who speak the least. They understand that listening leads to learning. Your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. What you think about most shapes your reality. Plant positive, productive thoughts, and your life will blossom. Let negative thoughts take root, and you'll struggle to find happiness. People don't remember what you say, they remember how you made them feel. This is a reminder that actions speak louder than words. You may forget someone's words, but you'll never forget how they treated you. Be mindful of the impact you have on others. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Worrying about the future doesn't change anything. What matters is putting in the effort today so you're ready for whatever comes next. Focus on doing your best in the present, and the future will take care of itself. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. No success or failure defines you. Life is a series of ups and downs, and what truly matters is the ability to keep going, no matter what. life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. The more courageous you are, the bigger your life becomes. When you step out in bravery, you experience more, take more chances, and grow in ways you wouldn't have otherwise. Courage opens up new possibilities. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Big goals often feel overwhelming, but they're achieved by starting small. Every step you take, no matter how tiny, is progress. Break down big goals into small tasks, and watch how far you can go. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. Real success and fulfillment take time. There's no easy route to achieve something meaningful. Embrace the journey, because it's through the process that you gain the skills and resilience you need. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Not everything is within our control, but our perspective is. Sometimes the best way to deal with a challenge is to shift how we see it, and suddenly, it feels less overwhelming. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Some days, you won't see immediate results, but that doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Focus on the effort you put in rather than expecting instant rewards. The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have. It's not about what resources you have or where you start, it's about how you use what you're given. Some of the greatest achievements come from people who started with very little but made the most of it. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Don't get so caught up in future goals that you miss the present moment. Sometimes, the best parts of life happen when you least expect them. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Resilience is about bouncing back, not about avoiding failure. Every time you get up after a setback, you're stronger for it. When one door closes, another opens. Life is full of opportunities, but sometimes we can't see the next one until we let go of the last. Trust that even if something doesn't work out, there's always another chance around the corner. It is not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Quality of life matters more than quantity. Live fully and make memories, because those experiences are what truly define your time here. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. Taking risks often leads to failure, but it's also what leads to the greatest successes. Don't let fear of failure keep you from going after what you really want. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. External circumstances are small compared to the strength and potential we hold inside. Trust yourself and remember that your inner resilience can get you through anything. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. Even small actions can have a big impact. Don't underestimate the value of your efforts, you might be creating change without even realizing it. In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. Don't let fear of the unknown hold you back. When you look back on life, it's often the risks you didn't take that bring the most regret. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Authenticity is your greatest asset. Trying to be someone else only leads to frustration. Embrace who you are, because no one else can bring what you bring to the world. Dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today. Balance your long-term dreams with present moment awareness. Plan for the future, but remember to enjoy today, because it's the only moment that's guaranteed. That wraps up our deep dive into these powerful life lessons. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment sharing your favorite insight, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and remember, every small step you take counts toward a better life. See you next time.